If you've ever heard me speak, you know I've talked about the power of using Descript as an editor. This is how someone that doesn't know anything about editing can jump in and quickly, that's the key word there, quickly edit the ums, the uhs, the oops, I said that and I didn't mean to without having to re-record over and over again. The power of Descript is that you record continuously. Even if you mess up, and it's okay, you just throw that video into Descript and edit it. And today I'm going to show you the very basics of editing using Descript. Let's say we have recorded a video and we are going to upload that video into Descript. We're going to let it do all of the transcribing. And then we are going to edit a couple of the things out of it that we did not like. And then we're going to export it. So very basic. There's a whole lot more you can do in Descript, but I'm just going to give you the basics. Let's start there. Let's jump right in. So here we are at our home screen on Descript. You want to look over to the right and you're going to see the little blacked out button here that says New Project. Click that and say Video Project. Once this populates, you're just going to upload your video file that you have created and have saved on your computer. Select that video and give it a moment to upload and transcribe. When this pop-up pops up, just say done and give it a moment. Once it is complete, you're going to get the little green check mark and you should have a lot of words that have transcribed from the video. Notice the little dots. These are just the pause. If for any reason you don't see the dots or the pauses, you can add those back in by coming up to this little ellipses. Go to Settings, and just make sure that you have this Show Wordless Media and Script toggled on. If that is not toggled on, you may not see your pauses that you want to edit. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to edit my long pause. This is pretty simple. I'm right up here where the dots start. I am selecting them with my mouse, and then I hit delete. And now, I am back to business. Here I have all of the information that I want to edit. Notice there's a couple of pauses in here that I could go back and edit. But for right now, let's just say I want to get rid of my too many so's. I use so too many times. Let's go in and find a couple of so's that I can easily edit out. Here's one at the very beginning. It says, so why Wednesday? So let's just take out the so. Highlight it, delete it. Got rid of that little part in your video as well, and you can't even tell. So let's say we want to do a little bit bigger of an edit. Let's say I want to take out that, and there's the cool thing, sometimes interest rates are subsidized, even if you're in the lower bracket. All right, I'm going to take that all the way out, just all the way to there. I just don't want it anymore. Select it, click delete. Now it's there. You can barely tell. There's a little tiny skip, but nothing that anybody's going to be very bothered by. This is an easy way of going through and getting rid of all of your ums, your so's, your words that you don't want, or just a paragraph that you decided was too much information and it was filler, or you messed up. Whatever that looks like, you're just going to go in, select the information, and delete. And if you deleted something you didn't mean to, I just deleted that and I didn't want to. Remember, Control Z is your friend. Control and Z just puts it right back in. It's kind of like undo, right? So Control Z will put that right back in. Now at the bottom, I have some pauses I want to get rid of. That's me turning off my camera. I'm just going to delete it. Select and delete. And now I have an edited video. It took no time. If I wanted to take out that entire paragraph, I can just quickly and easily select and delete, and it will go away. Now that we have that done, we could quickly just export that. I do want to show you one little trick that I do love. This video was taken in an area that was kind of echoey. There's this lovely thing called Underlord, which is the AI of Descript. And if you come into Underlord and you go to Studio Sound, it's going to give me the ability to tweak my sound and just get rid of that echo a little bit. So I've clicked Studio Sound. Down here, I've got my little effect settings. I never use it at 100%. That kind of makes you sound muffled. We don't want to sound muffled. So I come in here and I just use about, I change it to 40, 50. You can play around and see what makes sense for what you've got. For the room that I'm in, I'm just going to say 40% and hit enter. And that just made my sound a little more clear and not as echoey. You may not need that, but I just wanted to give you that option. It is a quick way of making your sound a little bit more professional if you're in a really echoey area, or if your sound just wasn't very good. It puts a nice little soft skin over it, if you will. All right, so now that we have got our video done, I want to just export this very quick and easily. So I see this little export button up here. I click that, and I am going to make sure it is set to video. I am going to make this as just a download, so I don't have to worry about this. And then I'm just going to click this little button right here. This is the download button. This puts it just directly to your computer. Notice it pops up with the box so I can save it. I'm going to say saved video, hit save. Now, you probably noticed there are ways that you can actually put this directly into YouTube or into some other apps. If that is something you want to do, connect and go. For me, I typically just download the video so I can reuse it wherever I want. Totally your call. Just know that to download it, you again hit that little teeny arrow with the download button. And then it's going to download to your computer. It takes a few minutes because this is a pretty big file. So just give it a moment, and in a second you will see that it has downloaded to your computer. I hope that was super helpful, and I hope you feel confident enough to now go and continuously record rather than mistake, re-record, mistake, re-record. You get the idea. One tip I want to give before we leave is how to mess up in style. It is much easier if you know you have messed up to pause your body, everything. Think as long as you want, and then start again. I want to make sure I match pretty close to where my body was. Now when I delete that first clip, there's not going to be a big jump in my video. It's not a big deal if you don't do this, but it will make you look a little bit cleaner when you go to do your edits. So if you mess up, just pause your body, take all the time you need, and then start again. Happy video making, and we'll see you next week on Recharging with Champions.